Hello everyone, welcome to the video. So as you saw by the title, I'm going to be listening to the songs that were not on the first 3 albums by the Beatles from 1962 to 1964. And I will also be listening to And I Love Her because I accidentally missed listening to that when I was listening to A Hard Day's Night. I don't know how that happened, but I will be listening to that here today. So I am going to skip Love Me Do because I listened to that on the first album. I am aware that it is slightly different, but I don't think I would be able to add anything extra of value, so I am going to skip that one. And the first one I'm going to listen to is From Me to You. So having listened to the first 3 albums, I'm pretty much just going to say complete song that all the young teen girls would have like gone hardcore for, From Me to You. They just seem to be having so much fun with this song, especially with playing around with their high falsetto. Yeah, and it instantly the singability is right there. Like you can just instantly jump in and start singing. It's quite catchy. I'm enjoying it. Ooh. From me to you. Oh. Is that just the normal bass? It just all of a sudden became very predominant when the harmonica kicked in. It's just a bass guitar, but it just became insanely prominent in that moment, which is an interesting choice. To hold you and keep you by my side. I got left along to kiss you and keep you satisfied. To you. Oh! Oh, it's like right at the end, they're like, oh look. I swear if this was a drinking game, every time I said, oh, there's a surprise, you would be, yeah, I don't recommend. But yeah, I like how they added the surprise in there. It changed the timing, like sped it up with the drums, and it's just like, oh, a nice surprise. I didn't expect that. They seem to have a lot of fun with that song. The next one is called Thank You Girl. Storyline, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be like, thank you girl for loving me, or thank you girl for being a friend. Good to me, you made me glad when I was blue. Oh. I'll always be in love with you. And all I gotta do is thank you girl, thank you girl. I'm a little girl, only a fool would die. I feel like they're really playing around with their harmonies in this one, and it's very prevalent in the mix, like it's not mixed down at all. Thank you girl for loving me the way that you do, way that you do. Good to be true. Good to be true. Oh yeah. Lovely. So you have like the melody they sing, and then it's repeated in the harmonica, just so it like gets ingrained even further in your head. Yeah, they're using the harmonica far more than I felt like they were in the 3rd album, like in the later years. I know it's only 2 years difference, but I feel like that's noticeable in my mind. I was kind of right about the story, wasn't I? Thank you, girl. Is it? Okay. I don't know why, but that section quite there, it almost sounds very like a whiny child, like, ow, you don't gotta tell me, like almost very nasally, almost, which is just a kind of, yeah, it seems like they really play around as being the characters in their songs. I don't know if they continue to do that like 5 years down the line, but I feel like that's something they definitely did do in the other albums. Like they would put on voices of the characters, so it must have been something they were really like into. And from my perception, it seems like, the way I'm interpreting it, it seems like they're taking on a character role, which is interesting. Oh, I like that bit. Oh, got some nice reverb going on. I feel like just in these past 2 songs, the way they've mixed it up has been
from the drumming, like from Ringo. Like the surprises are coming from the rhythm and the timing. And it's interesting, the harmonies they're choosing I don't think are the quote-unquote like typical harmonies that my basic ear would go for, you know. So it's interesting that at such a young age they were already like, oh, let's experiment with different harmonies, and potentially not going with what was just the expected thing to do. And I think it's quite brave is not the word I want to go for, but it's quite to have that sort of confidence at such a young age, I think is, you know, it is something. I definitely didn't. The next one is called She Loves You. Common thing in all these like songs, like love, she, all about you. You know, clever marketing.
She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah.
I'm so sorry to interrupt so quick on, but it seems like a lot of the times they use those kind of like yeah phrases, diddle-im, like they use those very I don't know what you would call them, but those kind of words. Wow, I'm sounding intelligent today, aren't I? The brain is on today. I remember in some of the first albums they would just use like, it won't be long, yeah, 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 like to instantly get the singer, oh, I know what's happening, I can instantly join and sing along. It seems like they really did that in the earlier years. Oh.
You think you've lost your love. She told me what to say, yeah. She said she loves you. Yes, she loves you. And you know you should be glad.
I feel like there is a lot going on in this song. I feel like that, I believe it's a hi-hat, correct me if I'm wrong, the hi-hat is going crazy. The kick drum or the bass drum, that seems to have such a really big depth. In this one, I'm just noticing it. Got this rhythm guitar that stands out, and then it changes rhythm, so like oh, it seems like quite a lot going on in this one. Oh, I like this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
With a love like that, you know you should be glad.
The silent break. I think what makes that bit so powerful is like it kind of just gets stripped down to the drums, like the percussion drums, their vocals. I can hear bass. If there is a guitar, I think it's super quiet, but the verses seem quite intense with all the instruments, and then when it gets to that chorus, it kind of strips it down a little bit and it sucks you in with quite intense vocals, or like quite catchy and very memorable melody of the vocals. Yeah.
You know you should be glad.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I think so far out of all of them, She Loves You from these songs is my favorite. I really solidly liked that chorus section. The next song is I'll Get You, which is either them singing about how they'll like get the girl, or it's gonna be like, yeah, it's gotta be that. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
very memorable.
It might be easy 'cause I know
What do you know?
I'm in love with you many times before. But I'll get you in the end. I'll get you in the end. Oh yeah.
It's rather confident of them.
When I think about you, I can say, so I'm telling you, my friend.
It's really interesting having the harmonica because it's such a piercing instrument. It was a really part of their sound at the beginning of their career. I feel like the way it's being played in this song, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not a harmonica player, it feels very like it's almost taking the role of a bass, like it's just playing the root kind of note, like it's not like really moving around too much in a melodic way, which, you know, I think they did in some of the other songs. Interesting.
You might as well resign yourself many times before. It's not likely to pretend.
They really are using the bass to keep it moving and going. It's not stagnant. It's not just like playing the root note and then staying around. It really is kind of walking around in the key, so that does keep the movie. It keeps the song flowing.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, love. Total side note, I saw some people in the comments being like, the Beatles have succeeded this long without you singing. Please don't sing along. I'm gonna sing if I want to sing, and if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it, okay? So the next one is called I Want to Hold Your Hand. I know this one. It's a classic. Let's listen. I don't know if this will interest anyone, but it's so, like, they've got the claps in the song and they sound so real, which I know sounds like a very strange comment, but like nowadays in most music production, the claps are not real. I mean, they're, you know, you use it within the software and it's been recorded by someone else and it's already been processed and all that, and it has a very specific sound. Some of them sound more fake, some of them sound more real. So just for me as a listener who's used to hearing maybe not so authentic claps, like hearing real claps, I'm like, oh, it's like, just sounds like normal clapping. I know that sounds silly to say, but what I noticed.
I wanna hold your hand. Oh, please, you let me hold your hand. I hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. And when I touch you, I feel happy.
When they switch like the sections, like I think it's actually cymbal and not a hi-hat, because the cymbal is kind of like so up there in the frequency. It's just like when it's consistently going, it keeps the song feeling quite intense isn't the right word, but it feels like it's quite there's a lot of things happening. So when they just strip it away and go to like that section, it's like, oh, it like surprises you a little bit. So now there's the hi-hat, yeah. Now the cymbal. Oh, there you go. I know I said I've heard this song before, but it's only, I don't think I fully listened to it, so that end was a surprise as well. It seems like they don't like to just have the end be the end of the song. They're like, oh, you think that's the end? Oh, no, 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 we're gonna make it a little exciting. We're gonna add a little spice here and there. And they deliver. They always surprise me. The next song is called The Boy, which sounds very ominous and could almost, it sounds like it could be like a horror film. Coming to December near you, The Boy, and like it being a horror film. But I know it's not going to be. I know it's going to be like quite upbeat. I don't know, but I'm guessing it's going to be quite upbeat and in line with all these other songs. The Boy. The boy, what could that be about? I reckon they're going to be talking about the boy that the girl they like likes. That's my guess. Bum, bum, bum.
That boy.
Ooh, nice.
He'll regret it someday. Want you back again.
They have really their harmonies are incredibly smooth in this one, which is obviously in line with the song and the feeling that they're going for. But yeah, they really, it seems like they really tried to mesh those harmonies together. It's really pleasant to listen to. And that bass, very prominent.
This boy wants you back again.
I wonder if the percussion will add in later. Oh. Oh, it's beautiful.
This boy.
Very nice rhythm guitar. Nice. Oh, okay, and they've just faded it out. Interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting choice. They chose to just add the counter melody in the electric guitar and then have it like, I don't know what you call it, but where you can change the pitch and make the pitch bend. That sounds really cool. And that bass, as always, like I feel like all their songs, their basses are moving and the bass is working hard. It's not just like there to have low frequency. It's there to have low frequency, but also to keep the song progressing and moving and to make you feel the music. And the drums were used really sparingly there, but I think it was right for the song, you know. I'm pretty sure I once watched an interview and it was with Freddie Mercury and he was saying you just got to do what's right for the song, and I feel like to have that restraint and be like, no, we've got to do what's right for the song. I'm not showing off all my talent, you know, I have to do what's right for the song, and the song in itself will write itself. I know that sounds really hippy-dippy, but I do believe that. So yeah, I really liked that one. Oh, is that one my favorite? Ooh, I don't know. So the next song is I Wanna Hold Your Hand, but sung in German. So I don't have too much to add to that, so I'm not going to be listening to it here, but I'm just here on Wikipedia because I'm wondering, oh, why specifically in German? That sounds like a very unique language to record it in. And according to Wikipedia, that was a very standard practice for artists to record unique versions of songs for foreign markets. And in order to like make it in the German market, they were encouraged to record German versions of their big songs. So apparently the Beatles opposed the idea, but then they were convinced and they did do it. They also recorded She Loves You in German, and I just wanted to hear if their yas or the yes were differently pronounced. They sound not too different to me. But I think, you know, I'm sure the German audience, that really would have helped them grow in Germany and potentially other countries that do speak German. I think they would have felt very special, like, oh, they're recording one of their hit songs in our language. I think that was probably a good marketing move, whether or not they themselves enjoyed doing it. And I don't know German, so I can't talk about their pronunciations and whether it's accurate or not. The next one is called Long, Tall Sally. Long, Tall Sally. I'm like, what does that mean? She's just a very tall woman and she's got long legs. Oh, 100% old school rock, isn't it? Like, who is singing that? Is that McCartney? Do I know their vocals well enough yet? Oh, it's gonna be awkward if I got it wrong. McCartney! Yes! Solid. Oh, that was gonna be awkward if I still can't tell. McCartney. You know, they've got those classic high piano key, playing the chords, you know, like just classic old school rock and roll. Love it. Nice. Oh, love it. Instrumental break. Typical of this genre. And then it'll go back to strip down, I reckon. Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. When did I sing Long Tall Sally? Love it. Oh, changing keys there. Oh, okay. Nice. Wow, the drums are going. Oh, that was like the perfect old classic like rock song. And I know I've mentioned this in my previous videos, but 100% you could imagine Elvis singing this. Like, I can't, you know, I don't know if they were singing this with that interpretation of wanting it to sound Elvis-like, but that's like full on old school good old rock and roll. Loved it. Yeah, that was just entertaining. I didn't have really anything smart to say about that one, but that was, I really liked that one. And I think what you can hear with like old classic rock songs, harmonies were not a big thing, so you can hear that intentionally they're like, oh, we're not going to use harmonies because to stay within the sound and the genre, to stay in with the sound of like the old school rock, we're not really gonna, you know, harmonies are kind of absent, which, you know, for the Beatles was quite a thing, clearly, because harmonies are, just from hearing these first 3 albums, are a big thing for them, so yeah. The next one is I Call Your Name. I'm going to guess this one is more of a love acoustic ballad, because all the other ones have been quite upbeat, so I'm gonna guess for that. Not really right, am I?
I call your name, but you're
Cowbell!
being unfair. Oh, I can't go on.
This one's interesting. Oh, they've changed it up. The rhythm. Yeah. Now back, yeah. So they got the classic cowbell going. Thanks for you, all of you who told me that that's what it was. I was like, obviously cowbell, the classic cowbell. Seems like the rhythm guitar is kind of the driving force of this song. That's how I'm hearing it. Like, it's really, I feel like the bass and percussion have taken a little bit of a step back, and at least to me, I'm really hearing the rhythm guitar.
I call your name.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so I always try to be really honest with how I like songs, or if I like songs a little bit less. This one I liked a little bit less. That's not to say that they're doing anything wrong. It's just a personal preference, and I just want to be honest in what I like, because I think, you know, otherwise these videos won't matter if everyone I'm like, I loved it. Like, then my words don't mean anything, you know. So yeah, the next one is called Slow Down. I'm gonna guess it's something like, yo, slow down in the relationship, or slow down with pursuing the girl. I don't know. Ooh. Okay. Oh, so they've got quite an instrumental intro, which is unusual for the Beatles. From what I've heard so far, usually they jump straight in with the vocals.
Pretty baby, won't you talk with me? Pretty baby, give me one more chance.
Why?
Try to save our romance, slow down. Baby, now you're moving way too fast.
Kind of right with the lyrics, I think.
Loving, ow, if you want our love to last.
That's fun. Do you reckon that we should start bringing that into modern day songs? Just ow, like a random, like, I love it. I petition to get that going.
Walk you home, baby, after school. Carry your books home too.
Oh, that's cute. I'm just realizing the choice of having the lyrics like, baby, you gotta slow down, and like the music itself is very fast, like the keys are really fast, you've got the percussion constantly with the cymbal, so it's like, you know, the lyrics are trying to mirror like the pace of the music is trying to mirror the lyrics of what the character's feeling. It's like, oh, it's going so fast, slow down. Oh, okay, petition to get lip trills into modern music.
If you want our love to last.
Oh, that's so weird. I like that. I love weird though. Yeah. Lovely. Yeah, the weirdness, like lip trills in a song. That is the first time I've heard a lip trill in a song, and I love it. I'm calling them lip trills. That's so funny. I'm just realizing now that Long Tall Sally, I Call Your Name, Slow Down, and Matchbox, the one coming now, were not written by the Beatles themselves. So I just would like to point that out. So maybe the lip trill was from the original, and that's where that came from. So we're gonna listen to Matchbox and lead vocals by Ringo Starr. Let's go.
I'm sitting here watching Matchbox holding my clothes.
Interesting melody.
I ain't got no matches, but an old poor boy, and I'm a long way from home. I got news for you, baby. Leave you here in misery.
Solo. Classic.
The big dog gets here. Watch out, your puppy dog runs.
So the vocals seem to be double tracked there, like throughout the whole song actually. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't say too much on that one. Matchbox didn't catch my ear again. I'm sorry if you do like it, but yeah, I mean, it's very like that classic old rock kind of song that, you know, people were probably having lots of fun dancing to, but melodically I didn't get my attention. Not to say anything bad on Ringo Starr's voice, like I don't have a problem with his voice, just yeah. This one is I Feel Fine. Storyline guess, she broke my heart, but I feel fine. Okay.
Baby's good to me, you know she's happy as can be. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. She's so glad she's telling all the world.
We got the classic. Oh. Oh. Like that little section of guitar, if even at the beginning, it sounds like what the future even 70s and 80s bands would start doing, like just having the electric guitar with quite a bit of reverb and atmosphere. Yeah, it's interesting to hear that so early on in the 60s.
All the time, you know she says so.
I like these lyrics, you know. That's the end. You know. This one is called She's a Woman, which immediately makes me think She's Always a Woman to Me by Billy Joel, which I now know by your comments that a lot of the artists that I listen to are influenced by the Beatles, so I'm curious to hear if this one's like really like a ballad. Oh, it doesn't sound like it's gonna be a ballad. Whose voice is this? I don't think it's McCartney, I don't think it's Lennon. Is it Harrison? I'm sorry, this is McCartney singing it? He sounds so different. And now He's singing. Okay, hold on. Is this really him? I would not have guessed that. I'm sorry. Like, he's clearly intentionally. It's gonna be so awkward if it isn't McCartney. But it's saying she's a woman. Beatles. This, I don't know. Wow, maybe I don't know his voice so well. He sounds really different here. Sounds like he's playing around with his vocals a lot. Egg shaker or maraca, I can't tell. Got the piano keys and the bass coming in. Why is this song sounding so different? So I'm just putting aside the vocals, but I think I'm so used to hearing Ringo like using the hi-hats, all the cymbals. So just to hear like a maraca, I think it's maraca, it sounds like instantly quite different. Okay, there we go. She is? Wow. I'm sorry. I like clearly like it's McCartney singing it, but to me I guess I'm not used to hearing use his voice in that way, so that just threw me off initially. And I feel like the composition is quite different to what they usually do. It was quite sparse, I feel like, in comparison to a lot of their other songs, and then of course it slowly built as it got up, but that one's just got me a little like taken aback, I have to be honest. And because I forgot to listen to And I Love Her, here it is in all its glory. Let's get to it. Oh, it's like some wooden percussion-y.
That's all I do.
Oh.
And if you saw my love, you'd love her too. I love her.
His lower register is lovely.
Everything.
Oh, that's really nice. So it starts really sparse. What key is this in? This is already throwing me a little bit. But he's got his lovely register, and now you have like the acoustic guitar, almost like in a what's the word? Oh, I couldn't think of the word, but it sounds like then you have the guitar that's doing an arpeggio, and it's really kind of lovely to listen to, you're not gonna lie. Like going up the chord. Rhythms coming in.
Could never die.
Oh, this is beautiful.
The stars that shine.
There was a key change there, wasn't there? I like this one. I can see why you feel bad I missed it.
Bright are the stars that shine. We'll never die.
And that percussion is the perfect choice for this song. It's just not too much, not anything. Oh, so I did say in the other video that I would listen to the songs that went on the albums, and I would then pick the one that was my favorite and do a small analysis. And I know this is kind of cheating because this is on the album, but I really liked And I Love Her, so I'm going to do it for that one. So Caroline, take it away. Hi everyone, Professor Caroline over here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today's subject that I'm going to be talking about is And I Love Her by the Beatles, so let's get straight into it. So the song And I Love Her starts off in the E major key. Goes a little like this. Sounds pretty happy, pretty lovely. But I want to get straight into the verse and talk about what's happening, because that's what really interests me. So they start the verse with the chord of F sharp minor, which is the second note. So if E is 1, F sharp is second, G sharp is third, and so on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1, because they're the same note. So we start on the second, which is F sharp minor, da, 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 and it goes down to C sharp minor, which is the relative minor. So here's a circle of fifths to show you that. E major and C sharp minor, they use the same notes, it's just in the order which they are played, which make it sound happier or more sad. So it's F sharp minor to C sharp minor. Lovely. And what I want to talk about is when the second verse comes around, they start doing an arpeggio of the notes of the chord. So we have da, 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 which I think is really beautiful. So with the F sharp minor, they use all the 3 notes back and forth in the order which they are played in the root note. And when we move down to the C sharp minor, we also use the same 3 notes of the chord, but we're starting from the 3rd. We're not doing it from the root, C sharp. So, which is just really beautiful. So when we go to this chord, da, 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 so we have the A to a B, the notes of an A are A, C sharp, E, and the arpeggio is starting from the 5th, which is the E, and working its way up. And when we get to the B, this is where it's really interesting. Instead of using all the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th for the arpeggio, instead we have the 5th and the 7th, and it just makes it sound really open, and I think that's like really smart, and it's kind of just beautiful, and like all of this is incredibly simple but executed like perfectly. So we go to the bridge section, which starts with the C minor, which is the relative minor of the E major chord, so that's why it has that melancholic sound immediately straight away. And then when they go to the instrumental solo and the verse, we swap keys, which is that sound you're going to be hearing. It's like the same melody and the same kind of chord progressions, it's just changed the keys so it catches your ear again. So from being in the E major chord, it then jumps to the G major, which is... And if you look at this circle of fifths, you may be like, how do they jump from E major all the way to the G? But when you modulate using the circle of fifths, it's very subtle. So if you look over here, we have the E major scale, and its relative minor is the C sharp minor. But if you go up a little bit further, you're going to see that E minor is the relative minor to G. So it's actually not too much of a jump, but it's a very clever move. So changing the keys in that way, you're gonna get a little bit of a sound like that. So it's like da 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 da, and then da 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 da. So using the circle of fifths, it's a really cool way to modulate and change between keys. It's amazing how just the subtle arpeggios they've done made this song sound really beautiful and haunting, and I really enjoy this song, so I want to do a quick little analysis. But I hope that for you musos out there, this was at least a little bit informative as well, and I hope you enjoyed that. And thank you so much all for watching, and until next time, bye.